Hey, good morning. How are you doing today? I haven't seen you in forever.
Hey, Jennifer. I'm doing pretty well, thanks for asking. Yeah, it's been a minute, hasn't it? Have you been? You look like you're in a good mood today.
You know what? I actually am. I just got promoted at work last week, so I'm still on cloud nine about it. It's been a crazy journey, but it finally paid off, you know?
No way! That's awesome. Congratulations. What's the new position? Are you staying with the same company or did you switch jobs?
Oh no, I'm still with the same company. I've been there for about 6 years now, and I finally got bumped up to senior project manager. It's a bigger team, more responsibility, and honestly, a much better paycheck. I'm really excited about it.
That's incredible. You definitely deserve it. I remember you telling me about how hard you were working on that big client project last year. So what's different about the new role compared to your old position?
Well, now I have 5 people reporting directly to me, which is wild because I've never managed people before. I'm definitely learning as I go, but my boss seems confident in my abilities. Plus, I get to work on more strategic projects instead of just executing what someone else planned out.
Managing people can be challenging at first, but I think you'll do great. I've got about 3 people on my team, and honestly, it's one of the most rewarding parts of my job. How are you feeling about it? Any nerves?
Of course I'm nervous. I mean, these are real people who are depending on me for direction and guidance. But I'm trying to stay positive and just be authentic with my team. I don't want to be the boss who's all stiff and distant, you know?
That's the right attitude. People appreciate honesty and approachability way more than they appreciate some corporate robot yelling orders at them all day.
So, enough about me and my new job drama. What about you? What have you been up to? Are you still in Austin, or did you end up moving?
Yeah, I'm still in Austin. Actually, I bought a house here about 2 years ago, which was probably the biggest decision of my life. The real estate market down here has been absolutely crazy. House prices just keep going up.
A house? Oh my gosh, that's huge. I'm still renting in Chicago. The housing market here is insane too. And honestly, I'm not sure if I'm ready to commit to buying yet. How's homeownership treating you?
It's been good, but it's definitely a different kind of stress than renting, you know? Like when something breaks, it's all on me. Last month, my air conditioning unit went out, and I had to shell out like $3,000 to get it fixed. In the summer in Austin, AC isn't a luxury, it's a necessity.
Oh man, that sounds rough. Yeah, I think I'll stick to renting for a few more years. At least if something breaks, I can just call my landlord and it's their problem. So where did you grow up originally? I know we met in college, but I don't think I ever asked you where you're from.
I'm originally from Houston. I grew up in the suburbs there. Pretty typical Texas upbringing, I guess. My parents still live there. They're always trying to get me to move back, but I really love Austin. It's got more of a vibe than Houston, if that makes sense. More cultural stuff, better food scene, younger population.
I totally get that. I grew up in Michigan, out in the suburbs near Detroit. My family's still there, and I try to visit a couple times a year, especially around the holidays. But I absolutely love Chicago. The energy here is just different. There's something about a big Midwest city that just feels like home, you know?
Chicago's amazing. I visited once for a conference a couple years ago, and I was blown away. The architecture is incredible, and the lake is so beautiful. Plus, the food scene is no joke. I had the best Italian beef sandwich of my life.
Right? Chicago's got incredible food culture. We've got deep dish pizza, obviously, but also amazing ethnic neighborhoods with authentic cuisine from all over the world. Have you ever tried real Italian beef? Like, not the touristy version, but the actual local spot?
Only the touristy version when I was there, I think. If I ever come back, I'll have to hit up a real local place. So tell me, how's the dating scene in Chicago? Is it as brutal as everyone says, or is that just a stereotype?
Oh man, don't even get me started on dating in Chicago. It's rough, honestly. Everyone's always on their phone looking at dating apps, and there's this weird culture of people being really flaky and not showing up to dates or just ghosting out of nowhere. I've had some good experiences, but it can definitely be frustrating.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Austin's not much better, if I'm being honest. Everyone's either married with kids or they're just there for a good time and not looking for anything serious. I've kind of accepted that I'm probably going to meet my person through mutual friends rather than an app.
That's probably the way to go. At least with mutual friends, there's some accountability, right? Like people can't just disappear into the void as easily. So are you thinking about settling down and getting married, or are you happy with the single life for now?
I mean, yeah, eventually I'd like to get married and maybe have some kids, but there's no rush. I'm only 32 and I'm still kind of figuring out who I am and what I want. Plus, buying the house has been a huge commitment. I feel like I'm on this path where I'm just checking boxes. Career, house, and eventually marriage and kids will come.
I hear you on that. I think a lot of our generation feels that pressure, like we're supposed to have this perfect timeline where everything happens in order. But honestly, life doesn't work like that. Speaking of careers, though, how's work been for you? You work in IT, right?
Yeah, I'm a systems administrator for a mid-sized tech company here in Austin. It's a good job. The pay's solid, the benefits are great, and my coworkers are awesome. But honestly, I've been thinking a lot about making a change.
Really? What kind of change? Like switching companies or completely changing industries?
Well, I've been thinking about going back to school. I want to get a master's degree in computer science or data science or something in that field. The tech industry is always changing, and I feel like I need to keep leveling up to stay competitive, you know?
That makes total sense. The tech field moves so fast. Have you thought about doing online school while working, or would you want to go back full-time?
I've been looking at online programs. I mean, I'd love to go back full-time, but I can't afford to take a break from working. I've got a mortgage now and bills to pay. Plus, I feel like an online program would actually work better for me. I could work during the day and do classes in the evening and on weekends.
That's a pretty common route now, especially with how good online programs have become. Some of them are really well respected, too. Have you looked at any specific schools?
Yeah, I've been looking at a few options. There's this program from a state school in California that I've been really interested in. It's a bit expensive, but from what I hear, the quality's really good, and employers recognize the degree.
That sounds promising. You know, one of the guys on my new team actually just finished an online master's program while working full-time. He said it was tough, like he had to sacrifice a lot of his free time, but he said it was totally worth it. He got a promotion like 6 months after finishing.
See? That's the kind of thing I want to hear. That's motivating. I guess I'm just at this point where I feel like I need to make a move, you know? Like I can't just stay stagnant in my career. What about you? Is there anything you want to achieve in your career beyond this new promotion?
Yeah, definitely. Long term, I'd like to move into upper management or maybe even start my own consulting business. I've got some ideas about how to help companies streamline their project management processes, but that's probably like 5 to 10 years down the line. Right now, I just want to prove myself in this new role and build credibility.
That's smart. Getting management experience now will definitely set you up well if you ever want to do your own thing. Starting a business, though, is no joke. I have a buddy who started his own IT consulting firm, and he told me the first few years were brutal. Long hours, uncertain income, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I know it's not going to be easy, but I think I have the skills and the knowledge to make it work. Plus, I've got some connections in the industry that could help me get clients. It's just about building up the capital and having the right business plan.
Well, if you do decide to go for it, you've got my full support. I'd probably be one of your first clients, honestly. I know my company needs help optimizing some of our processes.
I'll keep that in mind. Let's make a deal. You go back to school for your master's, and I'll start my consulting business, and we can both check that off our life goals list.
I like that deal. Speaking of goals, have you done any traveling lately? I know you were talking about taking some time off work.
Oh, yes. Actually, I'm planning a trip to Europe for next fall. I'm thinking about doing like 2 weeks, hitting up a few countries. I've never been to Europe before, which is kind of crazy because I'm 30 now.
2 weeks in Europe sounds amazing. Where are you thinking about going? Are you going solo or taking someone with you?
I'm thinking about going with my best friend from college. We've been talking about doing a big trip together for years, and we finally decided to just commit and book it. We're probably going to do something like Italy, France, and maybe Spain. We're still figuring out the exact itinerary.
Oh man, that sounds incredible. Italy is supposed to be amazing. The food, the history, the art, it's all there. I went to Italy about 5 years ago, and honestly, it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. I spent like 2 weeks just traveling through Rome, Florence, and the Amalfi Coast.
No way! You went to the Amalfi Coast? That's on my list. What was it like? I've heard it's absolutely stunning.
It's unreal. Like, I'm not even exaggerating when I say it was one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. The cliffs, the water, the little villages, it's straight out of a movie. I stayed in this little town called Positano, and I would just sit on the beach or at a cafe and just soak it all in. I recommend spending at least a few days there if you can.
Okay, Positano is definitely going on my list now. Did you go to Rome too? I want to see the Colosseum and all that ancient history stuff.
Yeah, I spent like 4 days in Rome. It's chaotic and crowded, especially in the tourist areas, but it's also incredible. You've got to see the Colosseum, the Roman Forum, the Pantheon, all the major historical sites. And the food in Rome is phenomenal. I ate the best cacio e pepe pasta of my life there. I've tried to recreate it at home, but it's just not the same.
I love that you're so passionate about this. You're making me even more excited for the trip. So what about the rest of Europe? Have you been anywhere else besides Italy?
I went to Spain a couple of years after Italy. I spent time in Barcelona and Madrid, and I really loved it. Barcelona has this incredible energy, and the architecture by Gaudí is just mind-blowing. Plus, the beaches are nice, and the nightlife is amazing if you're into that.
Barcelona is definitely on my list. I've seen so many pictures, and it looks incredible. What about Paris? Have you been to France?
I haven't actually been to Paris, which is on my bucket list. I know it's like the cliché European destination, but I feel like I need to go at least once in my lifetime. From what I hear, even though it's touristy, there's still so much magic to it.
I'm definitely planning on Paris. I want to see the Eiffel Tower, walk around the neighborhoods, visit the museums. I'm a little worried about the whole rude French people stereotype, but I'm hoping that's just a myth.
I don't think it's a complete myth, but I think a lot of it depends on how respectful you are as a tourist. Like, if you make an effort to speak some French and be polite, people are usually nice. The thing is, a lot of tourists go to Paris acting entitled, and that probably rubs people the wrong way.
That's fair. I've been taking a French class at the community center here, actually. Nothing too serious, but I want to be able to have basic conversations and show respect for the culture. Plus, speaking the language makes traveling so much more fun and immersive.
That's a great idea. I wish I had done that before Italy. I picked up some Italian as I was traveling, but I would have gotten so much more out of it if I had studied before I went.
Yeah, I'm trying to be intentional about it this time. Anyway, when are you planning your next big trip? You can't just rest on your Italy and Spain experience. You need to keep exploring.
Well, honestly, with the house and potentially going back to school, travel might take a back seat for a while. But I'd love to go to Southeast Asia sometime. Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia. I've heard amazing things about those countries. Plus, the cost of living is so much lower than Europe, so you can travel longer on the same budget.
That's a smart thought. Southeast Asia is definitely on my list too, maybe for a future trip. You know what? Let's plan that together. Like in a few years, when you're done with your master's program, we can do a Southeast Asia adventure.
I like the way you think. That sounds like a plan. We're really stacking up these goals we're going to achieve together, huh?
We really are. Okay, so let me ask you something different. How's your health been? Are you still doing that whole fitness thing, or has home ownership made you a couch potato?
Oh man, don't call me out like that. You're right, though. I used to go to the gym like 5 times a week, and now I'm probably going like 2 times a week, if I'm being generous. Home ownership has definitely consumed a lot of my time and energy.
Yeah, I figured. But you should really try to get back into it. Working out is such a good stress reliever, especially with how stressful work and life can be.
I know. My doctor basically told me the same thing at my last checkup. He said my blood pressure was slightly elevated and I need to make more time for exercise and stress management. So I've been trying to get back into it lately.
That's good. What kind of fitness are you doing? Going back to the gym or trying something new?
I've been doing a mix. I go to the gym to do some weightlifting, but I've also started doing yoga, which is kind of new for me. I was always one of those guys who thought yoga was too easy or not a real workout, but honestly, it's pretty intense. Plus, it's really good for flexibility and mental health.
Yoga is the best. I do yoga like 3 times a week. It's become like my meditation, you know? I'm way more calm and centered after a yoga class. Plus, it helps with all the aches and pains from sitting at a desk all day.
That's what I'm finding too. Like my back has been killing me from stress, and yoga has actually helped a lot with that. I should probably do it more often, but I'm still getting used to it.
You will. It becomes more of a habit once you start seeing the benefits. So what about diet? Are you eating healthy, or are you in that phase where you're eating a lot of takeout because you're busy?
Okay, you're being a little too invasive right now with these questions, but yes, if you must know, I've been eating a lot of takeout and fast food. I mean, working late, coming home tired, and not feeling like cooking, it just happens, you know?
I totally get it. That's been my life too, especially with the new job. But I'm trying to meal prep on Sundays. Like, I'll cook a couple of recipes and portion them out so I've got healthy meals ready to go during the week. It saves me time and money, and I feel way better when I'm eating healthy.
Meal prepping is smart. Maybe I should try that. I mean, it's not complicated, just requires some planning and effort up front.
Exactly. And honestly, it's not even that time consuming. Like, if I spend 2 or 3 hours on Sunday cooking and prepping, I've got meals for like half the week. It's so worth it for my health and my wallet.
Okay, you've convinced me I'm going to try meal prepping this weekend. I'm thinking some grilled chicken, some rice, some roasted vegetables. Simple, but healthy.
That sounds perfect. And you can mix and match throughout the week to keep it interesting. Oh, and you should also try to drink more water. I think a lot of people don't realize how dehydrated they are.
I need to hear this because I'm definitely not drinking enough water. I'm like living on coffee and occasional sports drinks.
Yeah, that's gotta stop. Drinking water is so important for your body and your brain function. I try to drink like 3 liters a day, and it makes such a difference in how I feel.
3 liters? That's like a lot of bathroom breaks, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of. But you get used to it. Trust me, once you start drinking more water, you're going to feel so much better. Your skin will look better, your energy will be better, everything improves.
Okay, you've basically convinced me to overhaul my entire lifestyle. More exercise, yoga, healthy eating, drinking water like it's my job. I'm going to have to start a whole new routine.
That's the spirit. But seriously, I think this is an important time for both of us. We're in our 30s now, and I think a lot of people start to really think about what they want out of life, you know?
That's true. I've definitely been doing a lot of self-reflection lately. Like, I catch myself thinking about what success actually means to me and whether I'm on the right path. It's heavy stuff sometimes.
Yeah, I think everyone goes through that. I've been thinking about the same thing. Like, I got this promotion, which is amazing, but then I wonder if that's actually what I want, or if I'm just chasing what society tells me I should want.
That's a really good point. There's so much pressure to accomplish things by a certain age, you know? Like you're supposed to have a successful career, a house, be in a serious relationship, have kids, all this stuff. But is that actually what you want, or is that just what you think you should want?
Exactly. I think for me, I realized that I do want career success and financial independence, but I also want to travel, I want meaningful relationships, I want to have adventures. I don't want to be so focused on work that I miss out on living my life.
That's a really healthy perspective. I've been trying to find that balance too. Like, I bought this house, which is a huge investment in my future, but I also want to make sure I'm enjoying my present, not just always thinking about the next step.
Right. Life isn't a checklist where you finish one thing and move on to the next. It's all interconnected. Like you can be working on your master's degree, maintaining your house, going to yoga, and also traveling and dating and all of it at the same time. It's about balance and prioritization.
That's wisdom right there. You know what? I think the conversation we're having right now is exactly what I needed. Like talking to someone who gets it, who's in a similar life stage and dealing with similar stuff. It puts things in perspective.
I feel the same way. That's why I think we need to do this more often. Like, not just run into each other by chance, actually make plans to grab coffee or go to dinner and catch up. Life moves so fast, and before you know it, years have gone by without talking to someone you care about.
You're absolutely right. I've been meaning to do this for years, but I always get caught up in my own stuff. That's going to change. I'm going to be more intentional about maintaining my friendships and making time for the people who matter.
That's a good goal. I think that's something a lot of people need to focus on. We get so caught up in work and bills and all the adulting stuff that we forget to invest in our relationships. But those relationships are what actually make life meaningful.
True. Okay, so, new plan. We're going to make this a regular thing. Like maybe once a month or once every 2 months. We grab coffee or go to dinner. We can catch up, support each other through our goals, and just stay connected.
I love that. And we can also hold each other accountable to our goals, right? Like next time we talk, you can tell me about your meal prep adventure, and I can tell you how the team is going with my new management position.
Yes, that's perfect. So, to recap, we've got these big goals for ourselves. You're going to Europe next fall. I'm going to apply to grad school programs. We're both going to focus on our health and fitness. And then, in a few years, we're going to Southeast Asia together.
And we're going to stay connected and support each other through it all. I like this plan. I'm feeling really positive about everything right now. Like, I came into this conversation stressed about the new job and just kind of overwhelmed by everything, and now I'm feeling energized and motivated.
That's the power of having good conversations with people you care about. It puts things in perspective and reminds you that you're not alone in all of this. Plus, you've got someone in your corner cheering you on.
Exactly. Okay, so I probably should get going soon. I've got to head back to the office for an afternoon meeting. But this has been so great, and I'm really glad we did this.
Me too. This was exactly what I needed. Hey, before you go, let me get your calendar and we can set up our next coffee date right now so we actually commit to it.
Good idea. Let me check my schedule. Okay, how about 2 weeks from now? There's this new coffee place that opened up downtown that I've been wanting to try. We could meet there.
2 weeks sounds perfect. I'll put it in my calendar right now. Send me the address of the place and we're set.
Will do. Okay, I'm excited. This is going to be a good thing, this regular catch-up thing we're doing.
It really is. Life's too short not to make time for the people who matter. All right, let's hug it out. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
See you then. Thanks for this conversation. It was exactly what I needed today.